Good morning, parents. This is Miss Cameron here. We are just going to go over our phonogram and our curriculum for the school year and tell you a little bit about it. Generally, this is in person, but because of the coronavirus, we are doing it online. So anyways, welcome to kindergarten. We're now in week 3. We're having a great year so far. So the first thing we're going to talk about is phonograms. So phonograms are the letter sounds, the sounds that the letters make, and we teach them to all the students in every class. It is very essential to practice the phonograms at home so the students know them automatically. So they do get tested at midterms and at the end of the quarter on their phonograms. And so I'll show them the card. Let's say it's an A, and they have to go A, ah, E. Okay, so they'll be tested on that, and it is a grade. Read Well, so we have a reading curriculum called Read Well. This is my first year starting it. I did do it last year, but this is the first time I've actually started it, so we're kind of learning together. But this year we're only going to Unit 16, which is great news. Read Well starts at Prelude A, and then they need to be at Unit 4 by the end of the quarter. Every week we test them on Friday. Sometimes we start on Thursday, but I will always let you know that if we do. And they take the assessment with me, and if they pass, I send home the next week's homework to you, and you will just continue doing your practice on the next week's unit. If they do not pass, then I'll send home the same one and just say we'll try again next week. Okay? So it starts off very basic with pictures and letters, and they are pretty just getting them used to the routine of Read Well at that point. So let's see, guided reading instructions. So this is what it looks like when we are doing them in class. They have a magazine, and we just do the letter sounds real quick. So we'll say T says t, turtle on a tight rope. T, t, t. Then we go the, A, N. Anytime you see a capital letter, that means that they're asking you for the letter. And then here we have smooth blending, which is just when they take their finger and go E, eat, eat. So the smooth blending is like that. Then we also have our guided reading books. And these are just to practice reading sentences that they're learning in the magazines. It also provides questions for building comprehension. So I'll ask them, who is the story about? What is the problem in the story, to hit those kindergarten grade level standards. And then we also have little cards that we practice with as well. So we have smooth and bumpy blending, which if you can see, it says E, C. Okay. We do stretch and shrink. So we would go C, S, E, C. And we count how many sounds are in a word, which just means how many letter sounds are in the word. So in the word C, we have S, E, 2. Finger tracking is very important. I like to say put your hand on the button and press the button, S, E. It really helps them keep track of where they are in the reading. And we're just trying to build some vocabulary, comprehension, and fluency. Fluency gets more important in the later units, like 10, 11, 12, when they're timed. So the reading homework that you do is starting off basic. We're doing finger tracking. Make sure they press that button. Basic sight words, picture words, and it's just super important that you practice this at home. So each unit gets more difficult, and more sight words are added to each story. And they even have more sounds and digraphs. They're also going to be reading sentences, and decoding the words becomes more difficult, which is sounding out the words. So, for instance, this is Unit 8. It says, Tammy said, see Dad, and the trumpet. So you'll see that it does get much harder towards the end. Sight words. Kindergarten students will learn 80 words throughout the year this year. Practice is essential to get students to know them automatically. So the goal is that they see the word, they know it within 3 seconds. We do assess this list every midterm and every quarter, and then it builds. So in the first quarter, you have to know 25. The second quarter, you have to know all 50. The third quarter, you know 75. In math, we use core math. This builds skills throughout the year. We will be doing oral assessments and midterms. That is like counting on days of the week, months of the year, and some addition and subtraction facts each time. And those are part of their quarterly grade. Report cards. Some work habits are that they demonstrate personal care skills. They display self-control. They listen to and follow directions. They complete their tasks in a timely manner and work and interacts cooperatively with others. Our discipline, we have green, yellow, blue, red. Green, obviously, is they did great. Yellow is, Miss Cameron gave you a few warnings. Blue means that they get a consequence, so maybe they have to sit out of some time of recess. And then red would be that I call their parents. Take-home folders. Every night you will get a take-home folder. This comes back and forth every day, and just make sure that you empty it every night. Please make sure you're checking your child's behavior calendar. If nothing's colored in, then it's not bad news. It just takes a long time for me to color them all in. So actually we're learning to color them in ourselves, but if there's nothing colored in, just know that probably means they had a good day. Our school has no homework here, but you really have to practice read well, sight words, phonograms every night, and sometimes we have family projects. So there is homework, just not any like worksheets really. The newsletter you will receive every Friday, so that you know what will be being taught next week. We have 7 specials here at Oasis: health, STEM, music, PE, 3 days a week, and art. We have our block scheduling this year, so sometimes we won't have PE some weeks. There are 5 ways your child can get home from our school: after school program, busers, car riders, walkers, and daycare vans. Attendance, please be here as much as possible. If you have 6 tardies, that equals 1 absence. If you have an early pickup, that's a tardy. And if you have 14 absences or more in a quarter, that's possible retention. So you just want to try not to be absent as much as possible. If you are going to miss school, just make sure you email me. Uniforms, please make sure you have on the uniforms. No jewelry. Please help your child learn how to button and unbutton and fasten their belts and tie shoes, although kindergarten students don't have to wear belts, and have some extra masks in their backpacks. So we won't have field trips right now, unfortunately. Please try to keep your lunch boxes and snacks labeled so we know which is snack and which is lunch. Birthdays, they can be celebrated in the classroom. Just make sure you have an individually wrapped treat. Please check your email. So early dismissals, our first one is next week on Wednesday. It will be at 12:30. And we don't need volunteer hours this year. So that's very good. So that's really it. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.